All right, here's a Samsung front loader. I'm going to be replacing the boot here. It's actually ripped in the inside up here on the top. It's been leaking. Finally got the part in of the inner boot, which is this part here. Here's the model number if you need it. The exterior one, it's still pretty good. It sits in there. Pull it off from the bottom. Take it off briefly. But first things first is shut off the power. Shut off the water. I'm about to do that now. Got that. Now I'm disconnecting the water. And yeah, just hang out. See what's going on. So now that I got the water and the electric disconnected, first things first before you get started. They don't tell you there's no video on this one, on this model number. You gotta pull it forward, and there's a couple screws, one here and one there, and you have to, after you take those two out, you have to push this top to pop it off, and you start taking all this apart because the front face is gonna come off. There's about 4 or 5 screws. You'll see when I get to it. Just give me a second. So I turn the light on. See this screw and this screw over here. I gotta take those out. That way the top can come off. It's a 10 millimeter. Give me a second and I'll get these bolts off. I like using this new tool I got, cordless ratchet from Milwaukee. They don't sponsor me, but it makes it much easier. It makes it much easier, much quicker. There's one. Make sure you don't lose those screws. Very important. Give me a second. So now I got those off. All you have to do is let me get my screwdriver. You just slide it off. So now I can take the lid off. Put it to the side. So there's no video for this one. So let's see. Yeah, you gotta take, you don't have to take this one off, but you have to take off this one, this one, this one, and this one, because you gotta take where you dispense the soap at. You have to pull this off because this is gonna come off, and then you have to detach it. And then after that, let's see what's next. You gotta take this off to get the door off. So a little step by step. So now you gotta take the soap thing. There's a little button here. You push the button out and it slides out. Just put it to the side for now. And then so that's loose. Loosen that up. I believe I had to take off. Give me a second. So yeah, I had to use two hands. So I had to take a break. So yeah, you just pop it off forward, and you just gotta disconnect the connector right there. So I'm gonna do now. So give me a second. So now that you got the controllers off, I put it to the side there. Now this front face, this front face is gonna come off, but you also have to take off 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this whole door will pull off, and then I'll put it to the side. But before I do that, I gotta disconnect the boot from underneath. So give me a second. So it has a little door here. Pop the door off. Move the hose because it's gonna come apart for a second. So underneath here, put this by screwdriver. See the ring there? I'm just gonna pull all the way around. You're gonna need the sucker, so don't break it. So I was able to get it off. This always goes at the bottom. So now the boot can be replaced. And you just pry it off. I have a new one over there, but then you have to disconnect all these hoses. But just for now, just do it like that. So now I take off the 3 screws, 1, 2, 3, and the 4 top ones. It'll come out. Control, just remove the hose that's connected to it, and pull it up. Move the door to the side. Front face of the washer. And so now you gotta disconnect the drain hose, the air hose, and the top one too. There's 3 of them. And then the reason I couldn't replace it before because it was totally rusted. So I bought a new one and it came in, so that's what I'm gonna do, replace it. So here we go.